This video was made on the land of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. The Swinburne Adobe Hub pays respect to elders past, present, and emerging, and acknowledges that sovereignty was never ceded. Before we get started, please make sure you're signed in to the Adobe Creative Cloud using your Swinburne ID and have Adobe Audition installed and open. Adobe Audition makes it super easy to create and edit sounds. From podcasting to music mixing to video voiceovers, Audition has you covered. In this video, we'll learn how to open Audition, set up a new file, and start importing audio to create a podcast. When you open Audition for the first time, you may see a Learn How to Use panel. At some stage, you might like to work through the Create Your First Podcast tutorial. But for now, you can close this window. If you receive a prompt asking you to connect devices, select Yes and use the drop-down menu to select the speakers and microphone you want to use. This is the Audition interface. It has a single window divided into panels. Some panels are divided into panel groups, which are panels stacked on top of panels. For instance, on the top left, we have a panel group with files on top and favorites stacked behind it. The layout that you see in this video is called the default workspace. If your workspace looks different, head to Window, Workspace, and select the default option to reset it. You can adjust the panels by selecting and dragging the separator lines between them. Now your workspace is ready to go, so let's create our first podcast. To get started, head to File, select New, and then select Multi-Track Session. Before you click OK, there's a few steps. First, give your session a name so that you can find it later on. Select the Browse button to navigate to where you'd like to save the project. Select Podcast from the Template drop-down menu, click OK, and a folder will be created based on the session name. Great job! You've created your first Audition multi-track folder. Now that we've created our multi-track folder, let's open up the workshop assets. Files 1 to 6 are audio files that you'll edit, and files 7 and 8 are master copies that we've created in case you'd like to refer to the original. Copy these into the Audition session folder. If you're working with your own audio files, make sure to save a duplicate copy so you don't lose the original recordings. Once your audio files are saved in this folder, let's head back to Audition. You'll see that the multi-track button is now highlighted in blue, and there are multiple tracks in the middle panel. The podcast template includes tracks labelled Host and Interview, as well as a separate track for sound effects and a music bed. This is the area where you'll be doing most of your editing. To get started, you'll need to import your audio files by selecting File, Import File, and navigating to the files in your project folder. Select all of the files, then click Open. You'll see that they all import into the Files panel on the left-hand side of the screen. Amazing work! Our podcast file is all set up. It's a good idea to save your work at this point, so head to File, Save so you don't lose your work. Thanks so much for watching. You're all ready to start making with Adobe Audition. Join us for part 2, where we'll learn how to clean up our audio files. If you need help, there's plenty of resources at swi.nu/Adobe Hub, or get in touch at adobehub@swin.edu.au. We also have one-on-one sessions available. The booking link is in the description. Don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials and comment what you want to learn next.